Hi, I'm Sonya White Jaguar. Welcome to White Jaguar Weekend Read, my weekly audiobook series. Let's continue with my free book, Writing Alan Rickman's Autobiography, a fan fiction romance. Chapter 9, The Heart Space. Aha! I exclaimed. After rummaging through my purse in the kitchen, my fingers wrapped around a bottle of nail polish that had fallen to the bottom of the bag. The bottle was so old the print had faded and was no longer readable, but the liquid hadn't dried up. "It's not red," I said to Alan upon my return to the bedroom, hoping he wouldn't be disappointed. "It's hot pink." After shaking the bottle to mix the polish, I tossed it across the room to him and jumped back into bed. "It'll do," he said with a smile. He positioned himself at my feet like a supplicant again. He took his time while he worked and demonstrated impeccable attention to detail. At one point, he stopped to get some cotton balls from the bathroom to place between my toes to ensure he achieved the results he wanted. He caressed my toes and delicately painted each nail as if my feet were a special canvas for a never-before-seen style of art. Waves of energy rippled throughout my body as he moved from one toe to the next. "You like to paint," I observed. "Art is therapeutic," Alan said. "I don't think about anything while I'm doing it. It's only me and that world. It's exciting and peaceful at the same time. I suppose you could say it's an entry point to the heart space. It's easier to feel what's in the heart when you start with a stepping stone, something that feels right." I pondered that idea for a moment and then asked, "Does it feel comfortable to feel into your heart, to feel into yourself?" "No," he replied. "I want to run away from myself, especially whenever I have to make a big decision about something. There's a little voice inside me that's always screwing me up, telling me I'm making a terrible mistake, telling me to stop and turn back. Yet somehow I always manage to move forwards, despite the pain of uncertainty." "What is that voice telling you right now?" He smiled. "I don't hear the voice right now, because you're here with me. My heart is filled with something else right now, so the voice can't get in. You're the only thing that silences it." Once Alan finished working, my toenails glowed a bright pink. I was impressed that he'd painted them perfectly with a smooth finish, and no polish had dripped onto my skin, or onto the bed for that matter. Afterward, he cuddled up beside me and kissed my neck. My heart was filled with something, too, that I couldn't describe. It was melting away my lingering fears about a sustainable relationship with Alan, his autobiography, and the future of my career. I asked him, "You've been an actor for a long time. When you're performing on stage and waves of adulation wash over you from the audience, does that help you enter the heart space?" He answered, "You know those dreams where you walk outside and people are staring at you and laughing and you can't figure out why? Then you look down at yourself and realize you forgot to put clothes on before leaving the house. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm acting." I smiled appreciatively. "I wish I had no idea what you're talking about. It's also nerve-wracking to put a book out in the world where countless people you don't know will read it. No matter what kind of book it is or how many other ones you've published, it doesn't get easier. You always feel naked." I realized we may have hit a nerve, so I said, "You know, we're touching on a theme here that could become the emotional heart of your autobiography." "You mean depression?" Alan guffawed. "No," I said, rolling my eyes. "I mean vulnerability and the kind of passion we feel deep in our heart that pushes us to face our fears and express ourselves no matter the cost, because we just have to do it. It's lonely being an artist. I don't know that the average person really understands that." "Yes," Alan said, "I know the kind of loneliness you're referring to. I know what it is to feel like your back is up against the wall when the world is opposing you. Criticism, as I told you before, makes me feel naked. But you're absolutely right. That's the price we pay for choosing to be artists." He sighed. "I don't want to talk about the autobiography right now. Just thinking about it depresses me. And I definitely don't want to talk about depression." Then he climbed out of bed and picked up his sketch pad from the floor. He glanced at it for a moment and said, "I don't really like making portraits. It's so hard to get the proportions right and capture the spirit of a person, especially someone you love. The outward expression of your artistry will always fall short of what's inside your heart." He handed the pad to me, and I studied the drawing he had made the night before. I didn't recognize the woman staring back at me, even though she looked exactly like me. Draped in cascading red folds, the figure could have been a Greek fertility goddess who enticed her lover to bed with only one look that suggested, "Take me." "You are an artist," I said. "You have a natural gift for expressing emotion on the page and making someone step outside her comfort zone. You're not afraid to be daring." Alan smiled. "I'd like to show you another daring form of art, if you're up for the challenge." "What do you have in mind?" "I have to return to London in a couple of days, and I'll be gone for a few weeks. But when I come back, I'd like to take you to a show." Seeing Alan in his element, in a theater environment, would be a treat. "That would be fabulous," I said. "A Broadway show?" He smirked. "No, a burlesque show." "A burlesque show," I repeated, squinting at him. Unperturbed, he remarked casually, "Romance novels and burlesque shows. Are they really all that different? Art can be a form of therapy, but it can also take you on a flight of fantasy. Romance novels strictly use words to achieve that, while burlesque theater isn't so limited. Don't they both explore the more intimate side of things, with the intent to surprise and delight, and in the end, hopefully satisfy the audience? Burlesque is just another form of storytelling." Alan was opening his heart to me and revealing his private side, so I wasn't about to decline his offer. Up to this point, he had maintained a demanding schedule that didn't include me, outside of the work we had started on his book. So this was an opportunity to take our budding relationship to another level. But it would take time. He explained to me that he had another life in London, and he would divide his time between his hometown and New York so that he could see me as often as possible. "I'm allowing you to share my bed," he said, "so you never have to ask where my loyalty lies. I can't be with you all the time, so when I'm here, I'll devote my attention to you. I ask you to do the same for me. I want to keep my life in London separate and shield you from that as much as possible. It's complicated, and I don't want you to get caught up in all that. If we don't keep this between us, everyone will want to know more about you, and I mean everyone. They'll speculate about you and probably draw all kinds of erroneous conclusions. We'll never have a moment's peace. So when we're in public together, I'll introduce you simply as my ghostwriter. That's true enough." I respected that Alan wanted to protect me and set clear expectations. His willingness to be seen in public with me was a big step forward in our relationship. Join me next week for Chapter 10, Teppanyaki Theater. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. You can also sign up for my newsletter on my website, SonyaWhiteJaguar.com, and get notified that way. I send out newsletters twice a month. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week.